Hello science people! Today I want to talk to you guys about mosquitoes. And I want you to ask yourself the question, am I the one causing the mosquito problem in my neighborhood? Okay, let's start with the life cycle of mosquitoes. So mosquitoes go through a complete metamorphosis. You're used to metamorphosis when you think of like butterflies and caterpillars. Well, mosquitoes do the same thing. They lay eggs, the eggs hatch into a larvae, the larvae goes through a metamorphosis and becomes the adult. The important part is where the larvae live. So a mosquito needs to lay its eggs in a stagnant body of water. It doesn't take much. It could be a soda cap size amount of water. That's all they need. And so a mosquito will find a stagnant body of water, lay its eggs, the eggs hatch, they turn into the larvae, they swim around in the water, they molt a couple times, they go through a metamorphosis, and then they leave the water as a full adult mosquito. So if you have a mosquito problem in your neighborhood, that means there must be lots of stagnant bodies of water in order for them to reproduce. Now, I live in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is having a really big mosquito problem right now. We have 2 different invasive species of mosquito, and they can be dangerous towards humans. They can spread yellow fever, Zika, and all kinds of other diseases. These new invasive species in Los Angeles can bite you during the day, and so they're a real nuisance. Now, if you have mosquitoes all over your backyard and your neighborhood, that means you or one of your neighbors is providing the water for them to reproduce. So I'm asking all of you guys to be active about stopping the reproduction of mosquitoes, especially in your neighborhood. Mosquitoes don't travel very far. And so if you're getting bit in your backyard or there's lots of mosquitoes in your backyard, that means you or someone close to you is allowing those mosquitoes to reproduce. If everybody on your block, or maybe 2 or 3 blocks, if everybody made sure there was no water stagnant in their backyard, your 2 or 3 blocks would be mosquito free. And so this is why it's so important to know this information. So what kind of stagnant water should you be looking for? Well, maybe you left a bucket outside and it rained a little. Maybe you left a paint can or a bowl. Any little bit of standing water, mosquitoes will land in and lay their eggs. And so what you want to do is go to your backyard and dump any little buckets, any little bowls, any type of stagnant water, dump it so the mosquitoes do not have a place to reproduce. And you have to do this often. So it's probably best just not to have any bowls or buckets in your backyard or keep them flipped upside down. I'll give you an example. I have a friend who had tons of mosquitoes in his backyard all the time, always complaining about it. I went to his backyard and he had a wheelbarrow that had a little pool of water. There was a paint can with a little pool of water. There was a plant pot just sitting there with some water in it. And I went around dumping all of those, and sure enough, there was mosquito larvae in all of them. So he was growing the mosquitoes in his backyard. He was growing the mosquitoes for his entire neighborhood. I'm sure they didn't appreciate that. So you don't want to be the one growing the mosquitoes. And you also want to talk to your neighbors. Send them this video. Share this video with as many people as you can think of, so that way your neighborhood will become mosquito free. We do not want to provide them the water they need to reproduce. And this could even mean cleaning out your rain gutters. If you have just a little pool of stagnant water in your rain gutters, they could be reproducing there. Look at your potted plants. Is there pools of water there for them to reproduce? Go around your backyard and check. Dump any little buckets of water you have. And I'm curious, look, let me know if you find any mosquito larvae. They're tiny, they're worm-shaped, and they just swim around in little pools of water. Go look. Let me know in the comments if you found mosquito larvae. No judgment. Go to your backyard. Clear it out. Send this to your neighbors. Let them know. Make your neighborhood mosquito free so we can all enjoy our summer without the risk of mosquito bites and without the risk of spreading diseases. Now, I'm saying this for Los Angeles, but this applies to the entire world. There are some places where you can't help it. If you live in a jungle or a place where there's pools of water everywhere, you're not going to be able to help it. But if you live in a city, you could probably help it. Just make sure you're not providing those buckets or stagnant water for mosquitoes to reproduce in. All right, everybody, I'll see you next time.